Hello, in this SDL programming video, I'm going to show you how to set up SDL on your Windows machine using Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a very popular editor that, a lot of people like to use. So for all, I'll create a video for it. Okay, so first of all, you need to grab hold of SDL. So you can either Google it or grab the link in the description. Here it is. And go to download, go to SDL releases. You want the development libraries. Just select the Minji W1. So just select that, click that, and there we go. It's downloaded. I've already got it downloaded, but it's pretty small. Anyway, the next thing you will technically need is Visual Studio Code. If you already have it installed, fantastic, then you can skip this step. If you don't, just go to this website. Again, link in the description. Click the download button and then just install it. It's just a pretty simple installation, process. So you just click that, install Visual Studio Code. Next, what we will need is, you can use any sort of extracting tool for this really, but I want to use 7-zip. You can use WinRAR, a bunch of others as well, just to extract this file. You can use command prompt. I know people use the command prompt as well. So, but I'll use 7-zip. So just click that, just select one of these. So if you're on 32-bit, you can find out by going to your computer. Go into computer, system properties, and here we go right here. If you say 64-bit operating system, you are on a 64-bit OS. Therefore, you can use the 64-bit or 32-bit binaries, libraries. If you say 32-bit, you have to use 32-bit. Okie dokie. So I'm on 64-bit, so I could use either. I'll grab this one, open it up. Yes, and I'm going to install that. So software 7-zip, it's already detected that directory because I've already got it installed, and that's it. So now that we got that, let's go ahead first of all and extract our SDL. I've already got it, so I'll delete that. Right click, go to 7-zip, go to extract to. If the 7-zip menu doesn't appear after installing 7-zip, give your computer a reboot. I find sometimes that fixes it. Okay, so next in here, there's another extractable file, compressed file. For some reason, like two of them. I don't know why, but just right click, 7-zip, extract to. And in here is where we have all the code files, etc., etc. And this is the 32-bit, this is the 64-bit. So what I'm going to say is, what I recommend is you put this folder, the one that contains all of this, somewhere a bit more permanent. First of all, I'm going to rename it to SDL2. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it in the D drive. And I've got a folder called development. I'll whack it into here. This is just like a permanent location. You can have it with your project, so it's a bit more, transportable, a bit more portable. Or you can do it this way, and all your projects on your system will share the same library. I might create a separate video on you creating because this is an absolute linking, using relative linking, so that way you can just take your project wherever. Obviously the project size is a bit bigger as a result. Okay, so SDL2 right there, and so we have the 32-bit and 64-bit. 32-bit offers maximum compatibility and still allows you to use up to 4 GB of RAM. This is over 4 GB of RAM, and still provides good compatibility, to be fair, in these days, but this is the most compatible. And now just open up Visual Studio Code. And now what we're going to do is open folder and go to the desktop. This is where I'm going to create the SDL project folder, and I'm going to create a new folder called the SDL template. Click select folder, and in here we're going to create a new folder by clicking this button, or you can go to file, new. Okay, now create a new folder via this. I thought you could for some reason. Guess not. Well, you just click the plus there and call it src, so source. And in here, we're literally going to drop the include and the library files. So include, are the header files that you include. The library files are basically generated from the CPP effectively, if you look at it from a C++ perspective. And we just select both, drag down to the SRC folder, take a moment, and that's it. One more thing that we need to add, but not to the SRC folder, just to the general project, and that is in bin the sdl2.dll. Drag that on, boom, there we go. We can close that, close that. We're going to create two files now, so right click, new file. First of all is main.cpp. We'll be coding that in a second. And next is a make file, so make file. And this will be used to actually generate the build. So you just put all, colon, press enter. Make sure you press a tab here, because if you don't, it won't work. It'll actually give you an error. So I'm going to put G++, so that's the C++ compiler, -I. Make sure it is where I have caps or lowercase, make sure you have the exact same. So this is the include folder. And some people put it like this, src/include. That's fine. It also works if you have a space. I just prefer it this way because it's just a bit more readable. Now you put -L. And this, you can guess, is for the lib folder that we added. Now we put -O, which is going to be the output. We're going to create a exe called main. It's going to be created from the main.cpp file. And we're going to just include some extra libraries. So -L, min-gwfa2, -L, sdl2 main, -L, sdl2, and there we go. And now we've already got the sdl2 main, and that's it. We can save that. And in main.cpp, we're going to code our application up. So I'm going to code up a simple SDL application that opens up a window and we'll be all good to go. So #include iostream, #include sdl2/sdl.h. There we go. It's picked up the SDL code files, which is always a good sign. I'm going to put const int width 800, height equals 600. I'm meant to put an equals there, and this will just be the size of our window. Yeah, if you get like an red here, it says please update your include path. Squiggles are disabled for this translation unit. For some reason, it is moaning. So you can, if you do get squiggles, you can literally just hover over it, click quick fix, and click add to include path. But I find it still works. So it's an error squiggle, but it still actually works. So you can press that, but I'll show you that it should still work without it. Now we're going to put int main. And this is very important with SDL. It does expect you to have an argument count and the argument values as well. So argc and argv. And now we're going to initialize SDL, SDL_init. Let's just do a quick fix, add that. So now it's actually picked up what we want to type, which is good. So by clicking that, it's sets up the configuration in here. It basically adds this line here and should be all good to go, and it adds this line. Okay, so that should be all good. If you do have that problem, that's the way to fix it. Helps with IntelliSense. And now just put SDL_init_everything. Just want to initialize every little part of SDL. I'm going to create a SDL window, SDL_window, call it window. So it's going to be a pointer. And we're just going to do SDL_create window. And first of all, we need to specify the actual title of the window. And that is going to be, we're going to say hello SDL world. Next, we need to specify the, int x and int y. and that is the position of the window. So we're just going to say undefined. You can define it if you want to. Sdl underscore window pos underscore undefined. And we need it again for the Y initial position. And now it's expecting the width and the height parameters for the window. So we'll just put width that we created above and height. And finally, it is just saying some flags. And one of the flags I'm going to set is Sdl underscore window underscore allow high DPI. So that's just, a higher density displays. Okay, so now we're going to check if null is equal to window. And if window is null, then something's gone wrong. And we'll say cout could not create window Sdl underscore get error std end line, and there we go, and we'll just return 1 because something's gone wrong, and anything other than 0 is not good. Now we're going to say Sdl underscore event. So this is for event tracking. Like clicking the X button, you have to program that sort of stuff in, and any other events like keyboard events as well. Okay, so we're going to call this window event. And we're going to say while true. And what that means is this while loop is going to keep running until something within the while loop just breaks it. There's no condition in here that's going to break it because true is always true. So, and the condition right now is going to be if you press the X button. While if Sdl underscore poll event, this is a function, you pass in a reference to the window event object that you created or that we created above. Don't take all the credit, we did it together. And then we're going to say if Sdl underscore quit is equal to window event dot type, then that means the X button or some quit event has been triggered. I'm going to say break. That means you'll break outside of the while loop. And anything that's one line, I like to put it like so. And now, outside of the while loop, what we're going to say is, so by the time it gets to here, the application's ending, and we just can do some cleanup. So like Sdl underscore destroy window, you pass in the window, and do underscore quit. Finally, I'm going to say return exit underscore success. Everything's all good. Save it. And now we can run this file. So to run it, just go to terminal, new terminal, type in make. So every time you do a code change, you'll have to, type in make. There we go. It's got the main.exe. You could literally just run it manually via, we created it on the desktop, like so. That's our Sdl window. Or what you could do is just run in here by putting /main, press enter. It'll launch up after a second or two. Hello Sdl world. There you go. That's our little Sdl window. And we've got no error here, like could not create window. So we're all good. So that's literally it. There is a play button here as well. You can run that. And I mean, because it hasn't been linked up to, accommodate that, it will not work. So if you want to set that up, by all means, feel free to do that. But I just generally just do, make. Every time you do a change, you do that. That will generate a new exe. Then you do /main or run it from the file explorer, and that's it. So that's how you set up Sdl on your Windows machine using Visual Studio Code. I'll create a separate video to cover this on Mac as well, because there'll be some slight differences, and I know people will enjoy that video as well. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord group. There's a link in the description with plenty of programming channels in there, so check them out. Let me know if you did like the SDL video specifically and you want to see more SDL2 content. I want to get back into doing some more SDL stuff. It's been a few years and I wanted to, get back into it and finish that series that I actually started. I think it was, I want to say 2017. So it's half a decade ago when you think about it. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I wanted to finish that series. And yeah, because the feedback was positive over the few videos I had, but I wanted to create more. Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.